Welcome, everyone, to the epilogue to the Perfectly Normal Man / Bonson series. So this is going to be a look at how the world has changed over the course of, I think it was around 230 years I ended up running the time-lapse sources. The longest time-lapse we've ever done in CK2. Took quite a while. It was like 2.5 hours real lifetime of just letting the simulation run while I went off and did other things that were obviously more important than watching a map change color. So I'm going to load in. I haven't checked out anything yet. I haven't seen the state of the map. All I did was I came into the room, hit the save button, closed it down when it was done. You know, I wanted to leave it long enough. So I have a vague idea of the outline of the map, but I have no idea who's in charge of where. I haven't looked around Europe. I haven't taken a look at the religious map mode, the culture map mode. So I'm very interested to see, obviously, A, do the Bonson family still hold the realm? Because I did it in observation mode. So when we load back in here, we will just be looking, and here it is. You can see here, this is before. This is me trying to spell before time-lapse. I said Bafoni, time Diomi. 1141. The year is 1141. And then the time-lapse finally ended at 1367. So that's around 266 years, right? Or something like that. Anyway, let's take, oh no, way more than that. 244 years, something like that. It doesn't matter too much anyway. Let's dive in and take a look at the state of the world. I'm very interested to see, again, whether or not the Bonson Dynasty has actually managed to maintain control of the Empire, because that's the really important thing here, and that's all that really matters. My God. Wow. Let's just load in, shall we? Oh, that's some good shit right there. That is some good shit right there. We're going to observation mode, just so we can very quickly pan around the map and see what's going on here. But my God, if we go over to, I don't know if you saw that just very briefly while we were loading in there. No way. They've actually done it. They're the Emperor of Turan now. Wow. So this guy's actually not too terrible either. 249,000 men. A 61,000 size retinue. 9,000 hired troops. That's not even fully reinforced either. My God. My man has the Empire of Turan, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. Okay. So that's everything up past Persia and obviously up past Tibet as well. Okay, cool. He has the Empire of... Let's take another look again. So he has the Empire of Tibet as well, naturally. Oh my God, they've expanded all the way up to Siberia. Holy shit, wow. History of Siberia then. So that was actually created by the Bonson Dynasty by the looks of it. Yeah. Sorry, Tibet. So it was destroyed and then they recreated it in 1270. So not too long after we ourselves stopped playing. Held it for, obviously, a good 100 years or so there as well with the current character. Very, very nice. The real question is, like, where's their capital? Where have they moved everything around to? So they moved their capital up to Udabanda, I think is how you would say that. Quite a nice looking capital there as well. My God, look at the county tax. Jesus. And apparently they've joined the Trade League again. I actually want to join as this character and sort of see what's... Oh, don't let him time take, for God's sake. Join as this character and sort of see what he is personally getting up to. So let's go char info. Let's play 3068955. Whoops. 3068955. Okay. Samrat Udharadeva, the Dragon of Turan. So they flipped culture to, is that Rajput? Indo-Aryan rather than Tibetan. Not much of a surprise given that he owned all of India there. He's married to his, who is it? I mean, it's his wife. Oh, but she's also a Bonson. She's a distant relative. I mean, you've got to ask, how many members of House Bonson exist now, huh? Let's take a look. 425 living members out of a total 1,600. Only 11,000 prestige. That's quite a surprise. Oh, but my God, look at the score. Obviously, we'll compare that against everything else towards the end there. Let's open up the outliner. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 different wonders. The Library of Bearer, of course, still standing there, fully upgraded as well. I'll turn off char info just so we don't have to put up with all those weird little tags there. He's upgrading. He's built a temple there that he is upgrading. He has... Did he finish off the obelisk? That's the real question. 45 obelisk of Lightsman of Art. He actually never bothered carrying on with it, despite the fact that he has 300... My God! 364,000 gold, a monthly balance of plus 575, not including retinue costs and levy upkeep there. Wow! And has it always been, the real question is, has it always been Bonson Dynasty? So let's take a look at the history title of Bearat. Yeah. Wow, holy shit, look at that. So we obviously ended up as Noodle the Noble, who must have abdicated, because he didn't die an emperor. Wow, so our guy Noodle the Noble abdicated, probably because he was infirm. He was able to abdicate the empire out there. Then it was Choki the Stern, who was pretty good. Obviously, one of the daughters that we built up with Noodle Bonson there. Isho, Choki, Trongzi, Padmini. Look at these characters. They're all pretty good as well. Wow, this is pretty fucking nuts. I'm genuinely very, very surprised. What happened to that kid? Died in suspicious circumstances, poor health, infected wound, slain in personal combat, not much of a surprise, slain in a chaotic battlefield. They lived to, I mean, look at how many old characters there are on this list. That's what's most surprising. Then we flipped over to Mongol very briefly there as well. So when did our culture, what was it, Budpol we were playing as? When did that die out? So it was 1172, so only a couple of generations, well, actually, I say a couple of generations. About 6 generations after we let the AI take control, our particular culture died out. Now, we're no longer, as you can tell there, we're no longer monastic, which is probably why they also moved the capital as well, because obviously they can't hold temples anymore. So they would have flipped from a monastic when that last Tibetan culture died out, so that would have been this generation here. Wow. So the game has been going for a total of 500 years exactly, which is why I thought we'd stop it here. So that was quite a nice stopping point, huh? So about half of this is AI, half of this was obviously us playing there. Jesus. And look, more importantly... Wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong character there. Sorry, I was looking at that guy. I was going to say, look at all the perfectly normal men we've got left. The real question is, are there any perfectly normal men? Did the true legacy of Joris survive? Perfectly... Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. The only perfectly normal men who exist now are the perfectly normal men who have spawned in. Wow, and that's not really much of a surprise, really, because they do get the reduced fertility and being married to a human. Wow, look at that though. And what about the treasury? Let's take a look here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 different swords there. What was the one we forged again? Honestly, do not remember, and I don't know that I can be bothered to go through this. Oh, there it is. Ancestral Sword of the Bonson Dynasty. Oh, God. So every different ruler of the Bonson Dynasty forged their own sword by the looks of it. My God. And what happened to all the good artifacts we found? So they lost the artifact. They lost the treasury at some stage. Because they no longer have those really cool earrings. They no longer have the scroll or anything else. Right. I guess maybe... Oh, they're still Buddhist, though. I was going to say maybe they flipped religion, but no. So the Buddhism actually stayed quite strong. So our realm... I'm actually super, super impressed. They're at war with who exactly? Global war to religiously liberate Siberia. So the Mongols became Catholic, and now we're trying to religiously liberate them, which has dragged us into war with the HRE, who are also utterly gigantic. But let's finish off looking at our own realm before we head over there. But I'm really surprised they got all the way from the Maldives up to Siberia, up to the very northern parts of Mongolia. They're very, very impressive stuff. Really am genuinely surprised that the Bonson Dynasty managed to outlive that then. The real question is, what does our... Oh, wow. Look at this map mode. What the hell happened? So, Jain and Hindu have almost been entirely destroyed. There are 5 Hindu provinces left, and besides that, it's all just Buddhist. My God. As for cultures, our culture obviously did quite well, but cultures haven't converted too much. You can see a little bit of our influence there where we were playing. Besides that, though, culture map mode looks relatively the same. Obviously, the Mongols did assimilate a lot of land. I imagine the Mongol horde must have spawned at some stage then. Wow. Genuinely very, very surprised about the religious conversion completely Buddhist. So I imagine the moral authority is 100. Yeah, that's really not a surprise at all, is it? Really not a surprise. All 5 of the holy sites under this very, very stable and powerful empire. My God, under a fairly good ruler as well. He also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kingdoms, is that? Good Lord. Shit. I'm genuinely really, really impressed and quite surprised. I feel like we did obviously quite a good job there. So like the Dragon, the Young, the Cleansing Flame, the King of Kings, the Good for Nothing. Obviously he's not very good compared to everyone else there. So all the way from Palman, obviously further back to Joris, all the way up to these guys. Wow. I think we did a pretty good job of building an empire, evidently, because it's really stood the test of time here. 200 years, and they've only just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So the real question is, what the hell happened to the rest of the world then? I'm seeing some confusing things, and I think you guys have probably spotted them too. Obviously, HRE is gigantic. They've gone all the way up through to Russia, down into Spain as well. They have really, really blobbed out of control there. Currently under Eckbert von Wangen, who is a German man, a random German man. They're 22 diplomacy, a good amount of troops. They are, I mean, I imagine if we open up the ledger here, I imagine they're probably in equal size to, so was it page 9 we want to head over to? Page 10, sorry. Sort by army size. So our round is obviously, oh my God, look at the gold. Look at the gold, though. We're 3 times as rich as Hispania. We have double the prestige of the Holy Roman Empire. We are beaten in piety by the Papal State, but is that really much of a surprise at the end of the day? In terms of score, the Papal State is also beating us. That's not really fair, though, because they've been around since, like, very, very early days. And then, of course, the army size, we are well enlarged, the biggest one there. And you've got to bear in mind, neither us or the HRE is fully reinforced. So at maximum, it's probably around the same thing. Good Lord. And it's really surprising to me how many small realms there are by comparison. Like, it genuinely is. The map is split between our realm of Turan, the Byzantine Empire, Hispania, and the HRE. Everything else is like a tributary of it. Like even up this over here in Norway, tributary. You've got like what's going on there? Hang on, we've got Galloway, but Scotland is under Hispania as well. England itself ripped apart between Hispania and the HRE. Good lord. And what's... Oh, that is the actual HRE Hispania, and then the rest of it they have as tributaries. Sorry, what's going on up here? I've never been more confused in my life. Duchess Wulfrith. She has an Anglo-Saxon name. She's from Scotland. She's of Devon, and she's French up in Norway. What the fuck? The Empire of Hispania, they're now doing very, very well for themselves as well. Emperor... I assume that means emperor. I don't speak Spanish, but I think we can probably take an educated guess there. Normand. So he's from... Yeah, so that's the Norman culture, isn't it? We do have like a bunch of mods that change all the names and whatnot, but wow, that's fairly impressive as well. 146,000 men, obviously 106,000 gold as we saw before. 10,000 prestige. They have a lot of land, and more importantly, they have a lot of tributaries going on there. They are the suzerain of Norway and Kingdom of Lapse, which is apparently formed. Oh yeah, so it has. My god, look at that. And then they are Savonia and Scotland and Galicia. My god, this is really fucked up. So the question is then, what happened to all of the Muslim rulers? Because they look like they've been entirely annihilated. Like along with the other eastern branches, the Muslim rulers have really, or the religions have really, really suffered there. So there's a tiny little bit of sunny left in what is essentially normally, what is it, Monophysite or Coptic? I don't remember, but whatever Christian denomination is down here normally has been pushed all the way down. My god, Buddhist has spread to India. I guess that's just to do with the fact that there's such high moral authority with that religion. Jerusalem, Northern Egypt, they're flipping over to, the Nile Delta especially flipping over to Catholic there. And obviously Orthodox and Catholicism still having their bit of a sparring match, but honestly, I think Catholicism absolutely has it in the bag at this stage. Wow. This is a fucked up world. This is very, very strange, but hey, that's a standard sort of CK2. Just us, you can sort of see the effect that we've had, the knock-on effect on the world there. Destabilizing the Middle Eastern powers with the Empire expanding has caused the fall of the two caliphs. Caliphs fall, that allows Christianity to expand, and that erodes away their religion. Well, their religions erode away, of course, the stronger Catholicism, and, by extent, we can expand into Persia and things like that. Wow, that was, That's really interesting. I think we've looked at all the weird shit. Anyway, I can't see anything else. I mean, obviously, Hispania up in Iceland. Oh, of course, the Spanish-French Iceland Empire. What else would you expect at this point, huh? Very weird. I mean, the other thing is to check quickly on China. No, that's still the same sort of dynasty. It is actually the same dynasty as when we were playing. They've also held that, because of course it was the Mongol horde that attacked China, right? I mean, that's obviously Temujin. That's Genghis Khan. So, I believe he was the guy when we started playing. 12, 20... Oh, I guess not. It was a Mongol... It was definitely a Mongol dynasty on the Chinese throne, though, because we played as... Oh, was it the Jurchens? I don't remember. It's not really obviously too important. I was just... honestly, I wanted to know, was there a bear sat on the Chinese throne? There wasn't, so that's obviously very boring. Wow, very, very cool. That's pretty impressive stuff. I mean... I don't know if people want the save game or whatever. Obviously, playing this would be a ball ache to set up, so I'm probably not even going to bother publishing it, because it would be so, so difficult for you guys to actually get this together. Leave it there, then, for the Bonson Dynasty. I think we've pretty much looked at everything we need to look at right now. I'm pretty happy with how this ended up, to be honest. I'm genuinely surprised, like I said, that the Bonson Dynasty kept the Empire for as long as they did. But that is it. We are done here. At 1367, we built an empire that actually did stand the test of time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. Now, as for tomorrow, I think it might be tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. Depending on how much extra stuff I want to throw into it. Either tomorrow or the day after, we'll be starting the new Series B alongside Series A, and of course, Remote as well. Let's see, we're going back to 3 videos a day for a while. Series B, I have a good idea for, and I've got a couple of people helping me out with that, so stay tuned. It's something we haven't really ever touched on before for a series theme, but, how about a little tiny spoiler?